This is Steve with East Kentucky Headhunters. And this is part 2 to our 3-part series, Midsummer Scouting in Kentucky. We're back in the woods again with our part 2 to our Midsummer Scouting in Kentucky. A few things I left out on the last segment. Just always look for you a good summer trail if you're planning on hunting it in bow season, early bow season. Some of the things to look for. Don't forget the past. I mean, if you've hunted this place before and you've seen big bucks in the area or you've seen a lot of does, don't forget that. I mean, don't forget those places that you've hunted in the past. I mean, because if it's good one year, nothing's disturbed it, more than likely it's going to be good this year. I mean, that's common sense pretty much. Sometimes those things change. I mean, a suburb moves in, mines moves in, something different, you know. But my main reason for being here today, we got a question from our friend Daniel in East Tennessee. Apparently he's new to the sport of whitetail hunting, and he was asking me a question about game cameras. And Daniel, I'm here to answer that question for you today. Your question was, does the flash affect the animals? Well, Daniel, I'm sorry to say that it does. I used to think not, but after seeing some results, you know, different things, the infrared's the way to go. If you're going to buy a camera, try to go infrared if you can afford it. Your second question was, you know, what camera would I recommend? There's a lot of good cameras on the market, Daniel. It all really depends on what you're going to spend. For the average person, I would say the Moultrie camera would probably be your best bet. It's one of the top rated cameras out there. It takes excellent pictures. It does a real good job. And as far as my preference goes, get you an infrared Moultrie and you won't be dissatisfied. I'm not affiliated with any camera companies at all, no game camera companies. East Kentucky Headhunters, we're not affiliated with any game camera companies. So I can give you a non-biased opinion on that and tell you, you know, what I really think. And but any more questions that you've got, Daniel, please feel free to email us. You know our email address. And for those of you out there that don't know our email address, that would be East Kentucky Headhunters 2010 at hotmail.com, or look us up on Facebook and just type in East Kentucky Headhunters in your search, and you'll bring us up and send us some pictures. Send us some game camera pictures, you know, pictures of you with your first deer, your second deer, your last deer, whatever. I mean, we're more than happy to take your pictures and hear your stories. Back on the subject of scouting, the place that I've found, it's kind of up and down. One week I'll have like 60 pictures, the next week I'll only have like 10. Things to remember when setting your game cameras: be sure they're at the proper height to pick the deer up, or elk, or whatever you're scouting. We've got an elk population around here pretty thick in East Kentucky. I'm one of the biggest east of the Mississippi, if I'm not mistaken. May be the biggest east of the Mississippi. But we've got a very good elk population, a very good whitetail population in this area. But depending on what you're scouting, it just depends on how you set your cameras. If you're going to put feeders out on your property, just remember, elk's in the area, they're going to eat too. If bear's in the area, they're going to eat too. So you're not just feeding deer. Just keep safety in mind this time of year, especially in an area like I live in, where the copperhead and rattlesnake are abundant. Just be safe what time you're scouting. And Daniel, I appreciate your question, and any of you have any other questions, just don't forget our email address. Look us up on Facebook, and until next time, have a safe outdoors trip.